Okay, so that's all on Chrisfeld for population. So there are two main genders for human population, male and female. Male and female vary differently, great variations. So first of all, what is the reproductive system? Reproduction is one of the 7 life processes, and humans use sexual reproduction to produce their young, even though there are many other ways to reproduce other than sexual reproduction, such as fish, which do external reproduction, where the female lays the eggs and the male raises the sperm over them. And there are different types of reproductive systems. There are two main types, two different types of humans. There's a male reproductive system and a female reproductive system. So a magical journey with the male reproductive organs. What are sperm ducts and glands? A sperm duct is where the sperm is created, and the sperm itself mixes with the fluids that are produced in the glands, and the fluids produce the sperm cells that have nutrients and also keep them alive, or else sperm cannot survive if it's not enough fluid. This mixture is called semen, and that is how the sperm is when it's inside the vagina. What is a penis and a urethra? The penis passes the urine out of the body from the bladder, and it is the only way to pass urine out of the body naturally. And it's also used to pass the semen mixture into the vagina of the woman during sexual intercourse. The urethra is a tube inside the penis that will carry the semen and the urine, and ring of muscle ensure that the two different the urine and the semen will not get mixed up. So this way it's impossible for urine and semen to mix. What is a testis or testes, which is a plural often? A singular is testis, plural are testes. The two testes are contained in a bag of skin called a scrotum, and these produce sperm and the hormone testosterone, which we will find out about a little later on. What is testosterone? Testosterone is a steroid hormone that stimulates the development of the male sexual characteristics, the secondary sexual characteristics, produced mainly in the testes, but also in the adrenal cortex and in the ovaries. It helps to develop the sperm and makes it mature, and it also helps with puberty. So on with the journey with the female reproductive systems. What are ovaries? Ovaries, the two ovaries contain ova or ovum, and these are the female gametes or sex cells, or they're more or less the eggs. They are the female's equivalent of sperm. Women have these cells in their bodies from birth, but they can only release them during and after puberty and up to the age of 50. So they can only release them between the ages of 12 and 50. Women have these cells in their bodies from birth, whereas men produce new sperm continually, so that we only have a limited number of them. They only have so much and they can't produce any more. What are the oviducts? Each ovary is connected to the uterus by an oviduct, also known as a fallopian tube. The oviduct is lined with ciliated cells, little cilia. So when the egg is released, then the cilia waft the egg along inside the oviduct and into the uterus. What are uterus and cervix? The uterus is a bag of muscles or soft lining, and this is where the baby develops. This is where a fertilized egg will develop until its birth. The cervix is a ring of muscles at the lower end of the uterus. It keeps the baby in place while the woman is pregnant, and lining also need to push very hard during birth. What is the vagina and the urethra? The vagina is a muscular tube that leads from the cervix to the outside of the woman's body, and the penis goes into the woman's vagina during sexual intercourse. Um, the opening to the vagina has a sort of skin called labia that needs to form a vulva. Um, the urethra also opens into the vulva, but it's separate from the vagina. It passes out urine from the body, from the bladder. So the urethra is completely separate from the vagina. In females, but males, for male, unlike males, in which it is the same tube. That's the end of this journey. So, what is fertilization? Fertilization is when the sperm cell and the egg cell, or the ovum, join together to produce a fertile egg. Fertilization only happens when the nuclei of the sperm cell and the egg cell fuse together. That's the only time it will actually happen. The sperm cell and the egg cell both have 23 chromosomes each, and when they join together, the fertile egg will have 46 chromosomes. The sperm cell has a special hormone on it, which allows itself to actually go into the egg. If it doesn't have a hormone, it will not be able to join with the egg and create a baby. What is puberty? Puberty is a time in life when a boy or girl becomes sexually mature because of hormones, and this is also the time when girls will begin to have menstruation. It's a process that usually happens between the ages of 10 and 14 for girls, and 12 and 16 for boys. It causes physical changes and affects boys and girls differently. But for both boys and girls, they'll begin to produce different hormones at the beginning of puberty that allow all these changes to take place. What are the changes for boys? So for boys, their bones will deepen, facial hair and pubic hair will grow, become more muscular, and the penis will get larger and sperm will begin to get produced. Not really much to it. What are the changes for girls? Well, girls have much more complex changes. Their breasts get larger, their hips widen and their thighs get larger, their pubic hair grows, so as boys. The menstrual cycle will begin and eggs are released. The eggs being released triggers the menstrual cycle, or the menstrual cycle triggers the egg being released. And this is why older girls are a bit more angry. What is the menstrual cycle? The menstrual cycle is a cycle that happens every month for every girl, and it's natural, and it's a regular natural change that occurs in the female reproductive system and makes pregnancy possible. The menstrual cycle involves the preparation of the uterus lining so that it can receive a fertilized egg, and then the baby can be made or grown. It's controlled by hormones from the ovaries and the brain, and in the brain the hormones come from the So in the brain, the hormones are produced in the pituitary gland. In the pituitary gland. In the pituitary gland. Sorry about that. Just a brain fart. So, the hormones have many different uses. So the hormones have many different uses. Progesterone is used, as you can see, when the egg is released during ovulation. Progesterone will have a large rise because progesterone contains the lining of the uterus. So if there's a high level of progesterone, women will not have, they will stop the menstruation, they'll stop bleeding from the vagina, and the egg will be able to lay in the uterus and grow to a baby. If egg is not fertilized, then the progesterone will dip down again because